Loitering in Wonderland Studios presents NyQuil and Cocaine, a face-off novelization. Chapter 4, Low Rent Captain America. This chapter begins with the realization that I've only made it 9 minutes and 36 seconds into the movie's 2 hours, 9 minutes and 19 second runtime. I've officially given this movie more thought than John Woo has. We cut back and forth between Cage's airplane rolling around on the runway like it's recess, and an off-roading Jeep which is accompanied with action music to make it equally as loud as the jet engine noises. This movie competes with itself to annoy its own audience. We see the black cop in the passenger seat of the Jeep, which suggests that Travolta would be the one driving the Jeep. However, we clearly see a stuntman driving the Jeep. Either that or Travolta face-swapped with a thinner, younger man. Third option, we are finally introduced to Sean Archer, and his dramatic reveal is recklessly driving a Jeep through harsh terrain. The Jeep turns and we see that it is headed straight toward Cage's airplane. Not to be confused with his other Cage plane, Con Air. That's a whole other book for another person to write. We're just here for face-off. Just as Cage is about to play with some stewardess boobies, the pilot rudely interrupts to tell him that there is someone on the runway. I appreciate his concern for the safety of his terrorist passengers, but seriously, it's booby time. Read the room, pilot. Suddenly, half of the cops in the city are tearing down the runway after the jet. We do not see where they came from. Do the cop cars and their passengers live under the runway and appear whenever there is trouble? Like a trapdoor in theater productions where they are just raised up onto the stage? Do the police have to live down there too? They would have to, otherwise having driverless cars would be pointless. I wonder if they take shifts down there. Cage proceeds to lose his NyQuil chill and switches to the cocaine high as he flings Tonguesucker Jones to the side so he can get a better view of the magically appearing police cars through the window. We see a wide shot of the police cars all driving straight after the jet, but when we cut the close-ups they all start swerving around each other like bored teenagers in a sleepy town at night. We see inside the cockpit as Cage looks through the window and sees the Jeep driving straight toward the plane. He looks angry and says, "Archer." He doesn't look like an archery enthusiast, so we have to assume that he's talking about this mystery character, Sean Archer. Considering we still don't know who's driving the Jeep, it very well could be Sean Archer. Or Travolta spent so much time pretending to be Sean Archer that people are actually confused and are starting to think that he really is Sean Archer. It's a murky concept and we would drown in it if we let it. Let's do it. Let's drown in it. Tonguesucker Jones pulls out a pistol and points it at Cage while yelling, "FBI!" I will assume this means she works for the FBI and she's not yelling out her favorite intelligence branch. Cage looks betrayed. After all, she just finished bobbing her head on his tongue. She sucked the peach juices straight from it. They shared an intimate moment together. An intimate moment 3 feet away from his own brother, who was seen staring at the act as if vicariously living through Cage's tongue. Or, God forbid, hers. Speaking of Pollux, he becomes a low-rent Captain America as he flings his silver briefcase at Tonguesucker Jones to de-pistol her hands. He is successful in his heroism. His heroism continues as he proceeds to beat the woman in the goddamn face with his tiny hipster fists. Watching a grown man unable to tie his own shoes and then matched with a woman in battle would be emasculating the most, but Pollux is his own kind of special. Cage uses his Chinese restaurant wall guns to threaten the pilot to keep being a pilot. I suppose pilots need constant reminders to keep flying the plane. We then watch as an aircraft and a Jeep drive straight at each other going a collective 150 miles per hour from a mile away but never seem to get any closer. The Southern California International Airport either has magical runways that stretch space or we're witnessing a time loop, which I suppose should be counted as magical. We finally see that Travolta is the man behind the wheel of the Jeep. Did he switch his face back to his normal face, or is the stunt double driver just in the back seat now? Maybe it was a long drive to the airport and they all took turns driving. Travolta is wearing aviator shades, so I'm waiting for him to switch them out for some stop sign shaped red glasses that serve no purpose as a facial accessory. Travolta gets yelled at for wanting to play chicken with a goddamn jet. Travolta stares at the jet like a man possessed. Possibly possessed with the spirit of the dead kid from the opening sequence. Do you think the child was Sean Archer's kid and Travolta stole him to get a deeper understanding of what it's like to be Sean Archer? Should be noted that if the Jeep and the jet collide, I think the jet would fit safely inside Travolta's chin asshole. Cage re-enters the cockpit with a gun to the back of the head of Tonguesucker Jones. This makes Travolta give up his suicide pursuit as he screams, "He's got winners!" Travolta swerves away from the plane, which seems like giving up, but actually saved a lot of lives in reality. Winters. I guess her name really wasn't Tonguesucker Jones. You know what? No. This is a long book, and they're going to try to name a character after she sucked off Cage's tongue? That's not going to work for me. I already dubbed her Tonguesucker Jones, and I'm sticking with it. This Winters person can go to hell. This chapter only ends because I realized I'm now at 10 minutes and 58 seconds into the movie. I just spent all the previous chapter on 1 minute and 22 seconds. I need help. I'm going to go see a psychiatrist right now to work out my life decisions. Until next time, and in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West. I'll be back for Chapter 5, which is untitled as of now. So long, citizens. If you somehow managed to enjoy this strange little project, go check out these little links here. Cage proceeds to lose his NyQuil chill and switches to the cocaine high as he flings Tonguesucker Jones to the side so he can get a better view of the magically appearing police cars through the window. I got it in one fucking take. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. I just got that in one take. I should get an award.